see an engine, a little diesel engine, a tanker car, some lumber cars, and then we have some additional riding cars that we don't have on this train today, but that we add on as the summer goes on existing. This particular car that we're on is actually an original dormitory for the lumber people. It was a big boxy wood car. It looked like a motorhome on wheels. It was all wood. It had bunks in it, kitchen, bathroom, and the lumberjack people would park in this car down in the forest and work that area of the forest. This car eventually went to the Placerville County Museum, on the west side lumber park originally, but it went to Placer Fairgrounds. They went to an exhibit with it. They never did that. They kept it covered with a tarp for 25 years, so it rotted, molded. We eventually got it, and we completely rebuilt it, and this is what it looks like today. So this was built this way in 1967 or 68, and then it rotted away, and we restored all of the woodwork and brought seats in and modernized it a little bit, so we have a first-class car to have to ride on. The rest of the lumber cars are all original 1900, early 1900, 1800s, and the log cars that you see here are good examples of how the logs were stacked on these cars when they were taking them to the mill. Now the first part of the forest we're looking at here has got a couple natural disasters that are well displayed. If you look up the hill behind us here, off to your right or your left, depending on where you see it, and look uphill, you'll see a bunch of burned trees. We had a 12,000-acre forest fire here in 2017, November 2017. It took about 3 weeks to put out. We were very lucky and fortunate that the California Fire Department, CAL FIRE, and the forestry service were able to keep the railroad from getting burned to the ground. You'll see on Spectrum and Mountain across the way, that's where most of the fire occurred, and the trees are all burned on that hillside. The second natural disaster here was the